Hey everybody, it's Bill from Matt-Trakker.com, and today I'm joined by, well, I can always say a very special guest. You might have seen him in the intro to the show, but let's introduce him.
Mark.
It's my nephew Mark, and he's visiting for the weekend, and I thought this would be a good time to do Behind the Mask with an expert of toys. Obviously, Mark, what do you collect mostly? You have a lot of Legos, right?
Yeah, I have a lot of Legos and Pokemon cards.
Legos and Pokemon, I mean, I can't argue with that, right? That's a good collection. What else do you collect? Anything else?
I collect grocery gang. I don't think a lot of people know what that is, but...
What is it?
It's like these little guys that are like squishy.
So whatever you say right now, I'm going to show on the video. So what is it called? A grocery gang?
Mhm.
Okay. So they're small, right? And you collect them?
Mhm. They're small, teeny guys, and they're like kind of squishy.
So I don't have anything like that, but I do have something here. I'm just going to bring it over. These are called battle beasts. Have you ever heard of those? They're not small and squishy, but they're small. Here, take a look at them. I don't remember their names, but those are battle beasts. And they used to have holograms on their chests, right here. And it kind of helped differentiate them and kind of make them unique. But this was always one of my favorite toys when I was a kid. It's a giraffe that's ready for battle. That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah.
I have a bunch of toys that have like battling weapons.
Yeah.
Like Minecraft toys.
Minecraft's very big.
Yeah, I play with Minecraft toys too.
Now, before we get into what we're going to talk about in this episode, as you've grown up, Uncle Bill has provided you with some toys from his childhood, correct?
Yeah.
Do you like those toys?
Yeah, I remember one that was like green and was like a big truck kind of thing, but it was like a race car kind of looking like.
Okay. Now, so I think I gave you some M.A.S.K toys and some turtles and probably some He-Man.
Yeah. You
remember? Oh, you remember the one I gave you?
And a big giant
Castle Grayskull.
Yeah.
Wait, I gave you Castle Grayskull?
Yeah, you had two of them, I think.
I need that back.
Really?
No.
Okay.
No, that's for you.
Okay.
But do you remember the one? So I remember when you were a little bit younger, even more than you are now, because you're still young.
Yeah.
I remember we had you stayed with us for like a week, and you really liked M.A.S.K. You remember M.A.S.K?
Oh yeah, the one that like stinked and
Yeah.
it was like it was really fuzzy.
Yeah. So I gave you M.A.S.K, but I kept his head, and I have it at work, and I have it sitting on my computer monitor right here to remind me of you, because I look at M.A.S.K and I think of little Mark. Isn't that cute?
Yeah, but why M.A.S.K and think of me?
Because it was something you said, wow, I really like that, it's really cool, and I gave it to you, but the M.A.S.K came with an extra head that I didn't know had it.
Yeah.
So when I found it, I was like, I have to bring this to work so I can remember little Mark all the time. So whenever I get a little down at work, which happens all the time because it's work, I look down at M.A.S.K and I get happy because I think of little Mark.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Is it nice? Okay.
Yeah, you're really nice.
But it really is because you're stinky. That's why I remember you. I didn't think of M.A.S.K, I think of Stinky Mark.
Okay.
But no, we're actually going to talk about a M.A.S.K toy today.
Yeah.
So, little Mark, just for a little backstory here, He's one of the most polite kids you'll ever meet. Of course, he's a little terror in his own right, but whenever he would come visit, he would always be respectful of what I had in my office, because it wasn't just like out in the open to play with. And he'd always ask to pick up something to look at it and play with it. And the toys are out of the box. They're not showpieces. It's not a museum. So yeah, go ahead and play with them. And some of my fondest memories of him growing up was him coming up and just playing with Boulder Hill and Rhino, and just seeing that. It really melts the heart. But as he's gotten a little older, he's gotten a little bit more sophisticated with what he likes to play with, as you've heard. And before we shot this video, I said, Mark, look at these shelves here and let me know what you want to talk about. And he picked out this. Slingshot. Out of everything that was in that whole glass case, he picked out Slingshot. So, just to start real quick, Slingshot came out in Series 2. And I'm going to turn it over and try to read the fine print on it here. Let's see. Kenner Parker Toys, 1986. Made in Hong Kong. Which most of them were. So, again, the Series 2 just came out. And little Mark was talking to me before we started doing the video. What did you say this looked like?
That looked like an SUV. Like,
are you thinking of an RV?
I mean, yeah, RV. I meant to say.
So like the thing that people live in, you're thinking this looks like an RV?
Yeah.
Okay.
But except it has the car in the front of it instead of it being like a trailer.
Oh, okay, I see. And that could be the case. This could be a small RV. Normally RVs are a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
This is more like I don't know if your parents ever had a minivan. I think they had more SUVs.
Yeah, my dad's mom and my dad's grandparents. Well, my dad's dad and mom.
Your grandparents.
Yeah, my grandparents had an SUV.
An SUV or or a minivan?
Yeah, an SUV, like
okay.
The one with 7 or 8 seats, or.
That's a big car.
Wait, doesn't it have 7 seats in an SUV?
I mean, there's all kinds of things you can do with it, really.
I think it had 7 seats.
That's big. How big's your car right now?
It has 5 seats.
5 seats, so it's not as big, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this does have SUV qualities. It has RV qualities, but it's to me it looks like and this is a term you won't even recognize. This looks like a conversion van. So what that is, and your Aunt Nikki would know this. Basically, a conversion van was a giant van that had a lot of seating. It was like a mini house. It had TVs built into it and video game consoles and things like that. And that's what I always thought when I saw this. But obviously, if we look inside here, it's going to be a little different, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it has like a wing kind of things at the top.
So this isn't normal?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think that's normal, at least.
I don't think it is, but we'll find out. But let's introduce Ace Riker. This is the pilot of Slingshot. And we can take his mask off here real quick, and you can kind of get a good look at him here. So, Mark, this is Ace Riker. What do you think of him?
His mask, like, the loop in it is that it might be, like, probably for engineering if, like, a gas, maybe, like, gas comes in or something. And his pants have like these blue looking like metal on it. I don't know what that's supposed to be.
Well, your observation of his mask is very good because he was a fighter pilot. So he flies airplanes. So that would be like an oxygen thing coming in.
Oh.
That's a good observation.
So maybe that is like an airplane inside of it.
This could be an airplane. Do you want to see it?
Yeah.
All right. So Slingshot here looks like, you know, I'm driving. I'm a soccer mom. Not being sexist or anything there, but you know, the term soccer mom. I'm driving up here. I have 50 kids in here screaming, and I just want to get them out of here, right? Well, I can press a button, and it opens up to reveal
the airplane or the jet. Or
yeah, that's all.
They're kind of the same thing, except jet goes a teeny bit faster or more faster.
That's
But
correct.
They're the same thing.
Yes. So it reveals this. No, mine isn't in perfect condition. So you press a button on the back here to open up the flaps, and then there's another button here to on the back here to lift up the platform for it to raise out and, you know, fly off. So it kind of turns into a mobile base in a sense. We'll flip down here real quick, and
A shooter?
yeah. So if you have a driver here, you can put if you have another mask agent, you can put them here in the front, and then Ace can get. He'll already be in here because that's kind of like the cockpit of this jet. And no, this didn't just break off, by the way. It's just that's the way this came up. So let's put Ace in here.
It's kind of like Star Wars.
Kind of like Star Wars, huh?
Yeah, because don't they have like a lot of bases with jet, well, like spaceship, but that's not really a spaceship, I guess.
No, it's more, you know, I mean, it could be like a spaceship. It depends what year it is.
It looks like a spaceship.
So in 1986, when this came out, Mark, you know how old I was? Just take a guess.
1986, 11?
No, I was not 11.
Oh.
I was 4 years old.
Oh, okay. I thought you'd be 11. Because I don't even know your age now.
I'm 36. I'm old.
That's not that old.
I know, but I feel old. So, what we have here, and we'll just bring it back down into position here. I'm going to bring it back down and then redo the transformation. So, we have Slingshot here, and as you see, that this is where the pilot would be sitting. If you press the button here on the back, it pops up and it's ready to go. And it kind of just lifts off here. And then you're left. We'll go over this in a minute. You're left with this random turret. And fun fact, the Argentina series took this turret and made it into a playset on like a plastic train model thing. I had one. I recently sold it because I had to downsize my collection a little bit, but I had this and it was just so weird. You know, it was basically a plastic dome, and this just kind of turned on it. Take it for what it's worth. So you have this mobile base essentially, but I want to see a little mark here. Now, normally there would be a missile or a bomb here. I'm sorry, I don't have that with mine, but just be careful of this part here, Mark, because you can see there's some glue on it. Yeah. Mine broke because this, even though it looks like it's pretty well put together, it's held in here by a screw. The tail fin did not hold up well over time, and it would always come loose. You can kind of see it here. And you just got to be mindful of that. So take a look at that and let me know what you think of it.
It I think it would be like more lighter. It's kind of not extremely. It's kind of.
Does it feel heavy?
Yeah, it feels heavier than you would expect it to be. And I think it's really cool. And there's a button in here. What's that?
Which one?
This one.
That one there?
Yeah.
I think
Maybe
that
was for launching the missile.
I think that holds it in place down here.
Oh.
On this part of it here, I think it holds it in place right there. I think that's what that's for.
I think this is really cool, and there's like blasters in the front of it.
So, do you think that's a good vehicle for an agency that's trying to protect people from bad guys? Do you think that's good for them to have?
Yeah, cause especially this, cause like what if, cause I bet this goes faster than this, right?
I would imagine so. This is a van, and that's a jet. That's a glider.
So this would go like, so if they got like an emergency, and like the guy would just open the thing up and just blast away, because like what if they got told that something happened? So
well, think about this too. So the pilot's here, right? That's where Ace is. So there's two spots, one here and one here, but nobody's piloting them. So if he flies away, who's gonna ride this? These guys aren't part of it. The battle beasts, they don't work here. I mean, they fit, but they're not part of M.A.S.K, right?
Yeah.
So who would you want to see? You're looking at my figure shelf here right now, right? Who do you want to be the two pilots that go in here and protect this?
Well, can I tell you?
Well, pick which ones you want.
Can I take them off?
Yeah.
Thank you.
See how respectful he is? He knows that even though these are toys, they're also, a little bit more.
Some of them look like bad guys, like this guy. I think he looks like a bad guy.
So he's pointing to the Racing Arena Mayhem figure, which it is a bad guy.
A good pilot.
So M.A.S.K is two good guys. Do you want that one?
Wait, look, this is Matt-Trakker. Is that his name?
That is Matt-Trakker.
So he
grab him.
Be good.
Matt-Trakker might be good. Matt-Trakker's the best.
He's the best at this.
He's the best at everything. I would dare to say, this is just pure speculation. I think Matt-Trakker could beat Batman. What do you think?
I don't watch a lot of M.A.S.K, but if he's like the best, then yeah. You think
he could maybe try to beat Batman, but maybe not?
Well, he probably can't. Well, I guess with the technology he can fly, but is he as strong as Batman?
No.
So maybe he is like a smart version of Batman that has many gadgets that help him, since Batman's really strong, but he might not be the most strong. So there's gadgets that help him that he.
Maybe that's the case. So where would you want Matt-Trakker here to sit? Do you want him to sit here or down here?
So he's good at driving vehicles, right?
Probably. So he's the leader of M.A.S.K.
Yeah, so I'd put
him here?
In the driver's
All right, so we're putting Matt-Trakker down here.
He's the driver?
All right, so he's the driver right now of this. So who else do you want?
Is he...
You want that one? Yeah, he's a good guy.
Is he good at, like... Is he good at this?
So this is Matt's son, Scott. He's like 10.
shooting the gun at others. Maybe.
So you want Scott here?
No.
No, we're gonna put Scott there.
Okay.
Okay, so for those of you looking here, Scott can't see what he's shooting, but that's what little Mark picked. So that's what we have. We have Matt and Scott here protecting the base of Slingshot while you pick up this here, and then we have Ace flying around. So Mark, let's say out of a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being bad and 10 being great, what would you give this overall toy?
9.99.
And why would you give it such a high score?
Because it's really cool to see at first you just see a truck,
Mm-hmm.
and then it just pops into an airplane and it can fly out.
So that's a good point. And so your generation doesn't have cool toys like this, right?
Yeah, we don't. That's not really like big toys. Now they're just like collectibles.
But would you want to see something like this for you?
Yeah.
You would.
Yeah. The only thing I would change is this.
Mm-hmm.
Is like it should probably be like not sitting down and standing up, and it's the.
Oh, so you want them to stand up instead of sitting?
Yeah, but he can sit.
That's a good point because he's shooting. He's trying to protect the vehicle with the.
Yeah, you can move quicker if you're like standing up.
Okay, but let's say that, just for the sake of talking, if M.A.S.K was to come back, would that be something that you would want to watch? Remember the episodes we watched together? Did you like those?
Yeah, like didn't one there was what's his name, Scott?
Mm-hmm.
Like doesn't he ride the robot? The Scott, I have a little one of
This one right here?
Yeah, I have a little guy of
There's
him.
T-Bob.
T-Bob.
Yeah.
He rides T-Bob.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, there's supposed to be a M.A.S.K movie coming out, so maybe we'll get toys. And, I hope that kids your age get to experience the same joy that your dad, who played with M.A.S.K when he was younger, and Uncle Bill, who played with M.A.S.K now, I'm 36. I hope that you get to experience the same joy.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you want to say before we close out the episode?
I really like this. The characters are really cool, and this is really cool too. And
Yeah. You know what else is really cool?
I really like this all.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you stopping by for a little bit and talking to the M.A.S.K fans. You want to give them a big smile? Yeah, that's good. This is Bill from Matt-Trakker.com. This is Mark. I'm going to say from Matt-Trakker.com. You're officially part of the website now.
Yay.
And we'll talk to you later.